Setlist Maker version 4 was released just over a week ago, and I posted a What's New in 4.0 video along with that release. If you haven't watched that video yet, please do that now. This video is meant to address some of the questions that people are still asking about the new version. Most of the questions about version 4 have to do with the Perform window. The first question is, where is the Perform window? I wanted to make it easier to navigate between the performance mode and other parts of the app, so all the performance functionality is now integrated into the main window. Just go to the Shows list and select a show, and you'll see the list of songs for that show. No song is selected initially, but if you select a song, the info for that song appears on your screen. This is called the Show view, and it supports automation actions, remote control, auto-scrolling, and all the special features of the old Perform window. The next question is, why doesn't this look like the Perform window did before? Well, just like in previous versions, there are several different layouts you can use here, but selecting them is a bit different now. The key is to look for the Layout button at the top of your screen. This is the first of 4 new buttons in the top right corner, which I call the Utility Toolbar. Tap the Layout button and you'll see a list of different layouts. We're currently viewing the Perform layout, which is a split view with your song list on the left side and the document and buttons for the selected song on the right side. You can choose the List Only layout to see just the list of songs across your whole screen. Or you can choose Document Only to see just the document and buttons across the whole screen. Notice that in the Layouts list, some layouts are set up for portrait orientation. So if you see that the layout doesn't neatly fill your screen, be sure you're viewing a layout that is sized to fit your device orientation. If I view Perform Portrait, you can see that my document is cut off. I need to use Perform instead if I'm using my device in landscape orientation. Now, some of you have asked how you can quickly switch between your song list and a full screen document. There are actually a few different ways to do that. If you're using this split view and you already have the document in half of the screen, you can simply tap the center of the document to expand it to full screen. You can then swipe across this document to change songs, or tap the center again to return to the split view layout. Similarly, if you're viewing the List Only layout, you can tap a document icon to view it full screen, swipe to change songs, or tap the center again to return. But what if you don't want the document to be completely full screen? You want your document to fill most of the screen, but still show these buttons and the info in the toolbars, like in the Document Only layout. But at the same time, you'd still like access to the song list. Version 4.0.3 gives you some new options to open and close the song list from a document-only layout. Here's how to set it up. First, we need to venture into the most powerful new feature of version 4. That's the ability to customize your layouts with a drag-and-drop interface. Let's go back to the Layout menu and tap Edit. And you'll see that all the items in the right column are now movable, resizable, and deletable. We'll look at this in more detail in a moment. For now, just tap an empty area of the song layout, and a list of layout items appears. Scroll down to Song List Split View and select that, and a new button appears on the screen. We'll scoot it over to line it up with the others. Now go to the Layout menu again and tap Save. Now if we tap this new button, the whole layout slides over to show the song list in part of the screen, kind of like the split view layout, but this isn't meant to be permanent. This is just a quick temporary way to view the song list. Now we just need a similarly quick way to close it again. It would be nice if it could close automatically when we select another song, and Setlist Maker already has functionality for song selection actions, so let's check that out. Tap the Back button and go all the way back to Settings, then select Automation. Scroll down to Song Selection Actions, Some of you are already using these. They've been in the app for a long time. But a new action is now available called Close Song List. We'll turn that on, and then go back and return to our show. Since we were using the document-only layout when we left the show view, that layout appears when we come back. And since no song is selected initially when we view a show, it looks pretty empty. But we can tap our new button to show the song list. And now if we select a new song, the song selection action closes the song list for us. So now we have a document that fills most of the screen, along with some buttons and info for the current song. And we can swipe to change songs without going back to the song list. Or if we do want to go back to the song list, we can tap our new button, then tap a song to select a new song and close the list again. By the way, you might want to view the song list across your entire screen instead of in a split view. In that case, there's a different button you can add to your layout instead. Let's edit our layout again from the Layouts menu and remove the button we just added. Then we'll tap that empty area, scroll down to Song List Full Screen, and add that. Then save the layout, and now we have the same functionality as before, except our song list fills the entire screen when we show it. Now you're probably wondering, why is this setup so complicated? The answer is that this new show view can be customized far beyond anything that was available before, and I think beyond anything that's available in any similar app. Let me show you some examples of things that other users have asked for that are now possible with the new show view. Some people have said, I have some extra space below my buttons. Why don't the buttons fill all the available space? Well, now you can edit your layout and spread them out however you want. Other people have said, I don't need to show lyrics in my app. I just want to play recordings. Can I just have one giant recording button that's easy to press? Well, if that's what you want, you can remove the document from the layout and then resize the recording button as big as you like. And by the way, you can double tap this drag button to snap back to the default aspect ratio. Some people have said, I want the notes to display on the screen without having to tap the Notes button. Okay, let's remove the Notes button, and instead we'll add the Notes field to the layout. And we can resize that however we like. Some people have said, I want to see a separate button for every MIDI preset attached to a song. Great, we can add multiple MIDI buttons, and make this area big enough to fit all our presets. We can even lay them out horizontally or vertically just by resizing the box. The toolbar at the bottom is also customizable. Some people have asked to see not only the title of the next song, but the key of the next song, so they can get their capos ready. We can tap a field in the bottom toolbar and select the key +1 field to show the key of the next song. We can also display our custom fields down there. I have a custom field for singer, or we can show the timing fields. You have a lot of options to choose from to customize your bottom toolbar. You can also customize the song list if that's a part of your layout. You can change the text size of the song list. We have to save to see the changes. You can add fields to the song list. That controls this second row below the song titles. And we can add buttons to the song list. Let's add a tempo button so we could start each song's tempo from the list. These settings are especially useful if you're viewing a layout with only the song list, because you can still access most of the functions without showing this right column at all. If you are using a split view, you can even set the size of the columns while editing a layout, and the sizes will be saved as part of the layout. So you could do something like this if you wanted to. This is a custom layout that focuses on the MIDI buttons. And let's add a recording toolbar too. And then if I switch between layouts, the column sizes are set automatically. Don't forget, you can create any number of layouts and switch between them from the Layouts menu. Maybe when you're practicing, you want to show the recording controls with the new loop and speed options, so you can make a layout with a slightly smaller document and put the recording toolbar there. But when you're performing, you want to use all that space for the document, so you can have a different layout that doesn't include the recording controls. Or maybe you play different instruments or use different equipment with different bands, and you want to create different layouts to fit each scenario. I think this is going to be a really powerful feature for some of you. But if you don't need all this functionality, you can just find one layout that works for you and leave it at that. So the final question you might have is, why do I need to deal with all this? I just want one layout, and I want it to be exactly like it was in the old app version. The answer here is that Setlist Maker never had just one default layout. Even before adding this customization functionality, there were lots of ways to configure it and lots of ways to use it. I included several predefined layouts to present some of the common setups, but I know that some of you will still have to do some tweaking to get the app working the way you're used to. That's why I put a big warning message on version 4 advising you not to install it until you had some time to test out your workflow. I hope you'll take the time to do that now, and ask me if you need help. When everyone is back on board with the new version, we'll have a more powerful app that meets the needs of more users. And you might even find a way to improve on your old setup using these new features. Thanks for watching.